Football season is here. I'm Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman here with Brooke Pryor, and we're here at the University of Oklahoma where the Sooners are going through their first week of practice. And Brooke, we finally got a chance to talk to Lincoln Riley and some assistant coaches today. What are the biggest things that we learned after Thursday's practice?
Well, I think obviously the biggest thing deals with the dismissal of freshman quarterback Chris Robeson. He was dismissed, we learned last night, due to a violation of team rules. So obviously he was not at practice today, which means this quarterback situation is a little bit not as secure as it might have been we thought going into this. We also learned that Kyler Murray just returned to practice. I think today was his second practice. He had some personal issues that he was dealing with and was not here. So as Lincoln Riley said, it sounds like this backup quarterback battle is a lot tighter than it was last year between Kyler Murray and Austin Kendall. With Kyler Murray, he wasn't eligible last season, sitting out a transfer year. So that battle is really going to go down to the wire, it sounds like, to figure out who that guy will be behind Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with that backup quarterback spot because Kyler Murray's talent is pretty undeniable. We saw what he did at Texas A&M. Austin Kendall's a guy, though, who might fit better into the system that they have now if you just want to back up if Baker Mayfield gets hurt, if something happens that you can use to continue running the same offense. Maybe Kendall's the guy, and if you look beyond this year, maybe that Kyler Murray makes the most sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at just the talent as a whole within those three quarterbacks, and like you said, I mean, each guy is talented in his own right, but I kind of agree with you that Austin Kendall fits better in this system, but you don't want to lose Kyler Murray, especially considering the fact he plays baseball. He would be eligible for the Major League Draft after this baseball season. You got to think that they want something to try to keep him around for the future.
Well, you would think so. Obviously, he's got some improvement to make on the baseball field. That's something we'll talk about at another time. But, Brooke, another thing we found out today is the offensive line has been a big talk for this team heading into this season. A lot of depth there. They've got 8 guys coming back with starting experience. Well, turns out they only have 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex Dalton is out. He suffered a knee injury off the field before camp even started. He had gotten some snaps in the past. He would have been obviously in contention to get one of those starting spots, even though, you return everyone. But he was that depth that OU really needed. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with him out. Obviously, I guess it helps that this happened earlier in camp so that you can kind of go ahead with your contingency plan without getting far in, working him into the rotation.
Yeah, Dalton got a start last year early in the season. Got some playing time as the season went on, but certainly a big loss for them, even though they still have all those starters back. Now, a guy we didn't see out here today was Rodney Anderson. What's his status? And obviously, he's a guy who everybody's keeping an eye on, was in the non-contact jersey for the spring. Sounds like, though, once he gets back, he's going to start taking some hits.
Exactly. He's kind of the unconventional veteran in the fact that he's been here for 2 years. 2 years, and hasn't had playing time for 2 years after he had a season-ending leg injury at Tennessee his freshman year, and then last year had the neck injury about this time last year, just kind of a fluke thing. He is expected to be back today. He was dealing with a personal issue, is what Lincoln Riley told us, but I would expect that he would be back fairly soon. He was practicing yesterday, so it doesn't sound like this is something that's going to drag on for a little bit.
And another quick update, Austin Seibert, the junior kicker, was back out here at practice today. Jay Boulware said they know what they've got from him. They feel pretty confident in that. But they also got some really good performance from Reeves Munchow, the freshman punter. They feel really good about him. But Jay Boulware said that he's going to have to beat out Austin Seibert to win that job. But now let's hear what Oklahoma coaches had to say after Thursday's practice.
It's the preparation before you come out here. I mean, I just don't think there's a lot of things you can say right before the moment that are all of a sudden going to change what these guys do. Again, it's their buy-in level right now. It's the leadership. It's the mentality that this team has right now. That's what leads to great energy and great practices.
It's like watching over the defense and special teams now, too. I'm sure it's going to be different.
It's been fun. It's been fun just being around those guys more. Enjoyed with the special teams. Our coaches have done a great job there. Jay has always, I think, done such a great job on special teams. So, it's been great to be around those guys, to watch them work, be there to support them when I can. But our coaches have done a great job with those units.
Everyone always talks about the rapport between a quarterback and wide receivers, but how important is building that chemistry between Baker and these running backs?
Really important. So much so that I know those guys, caught routes on the air with Baker, just running backs. This summer, I know they were doing that. I think they got that organized some kind of way, and And, yeah, they've been working with him all summer. I mean, you could tell that those guys are on the same page with a lot of things that we're doing. I mean, in this day and age, man, the way these guys work with a leader like Baker and what we've been doing here the last 2 years, and this is going on the third year. I mean, it's moving, man. I mean, it is. I mean, it's not like they're coming out here and trying to establish those things. It's established. It's just a matter of those guys, doing it out here in pads. So it's pretty impressive when you watch it.
You mentioned the competition. It seems when it left the spring, it seemed like what was going on between Jordan and Parnell before Jordan got hurt. That could be fun for you. Is that been fun to watch?
Oh, my gosh. It's even been more. If you remember what it was like through the spring. So now you've got JT and you got Motley, who doesn't shut up on or off the field. And then you throw in a Trey Brown or you throw in a Trey Norwood and then a Justin Broyles. I mean, all those guys got big mouths. But the thing that I like right now is not that they're only talking. DBs are going to talk. You want them to have that edge. But they're making plays. You know what I mean? And wide receivers are making plays. So it's a healthy back and forth, which is good. Like I said, this is the best, most competitive camp that I've been at, since I've been here at OU.
Huge number of running backs, 5 or 6 maybe to choose from. Has there been anybody that really kind of stood out so far, or is it still too early to
It's too early. We've just been in pads 2 days. It's hard to tell until that. I mean, they've all improved. They're all going to be good enough to play. Now it's just going to be figuring out who the best ones are. I mean, they've improved. Kind of like the quarterbacks and the receivers right now. They understand the battle, and they understand the opportunities if they win it. So it's really, really good competition.